Welcome to action from Gazoo Racing SA Cup, the penultimate round. We're in the mother city at Killarney International Raceway, and despite some cool conditions this morning, great to see big crowds coming out to be entertained by the Gazoo Racing SA Cup. And for a bit more information on this series, let's catch up now with Chad Lookoff from Auto Trader.
Hi there, Chad Lookoff from autotrader.co.za, participating in the media challenge of the 2023 Toyota GR Cup. This is a fantastic opportunity for relative nobodies, just guys in the industry, to try their hand at genuine door-to-door, wing mirror to wing mirror motor racing. And a big thank you to Toyota South Africa and Gazoo Racing South Africa for putting this opportunity together. It's fantastic to get along here with some of my peers who I know in the industry and just really rub shoulders out there on the tarmac. 7 rounds in this season, but the cars, our GR86s, beautifully prepared with only minimal modifications. These cars are pretty much the way that you can drive them off of the showroom floor, and we haven't had a single mechanical issue. There's been a little bit of user error, as it will happen, but mechanically they've been an absolute dream. 2.4 litre flat 4 engine in the GR86s, making just over 180 kilowatts and paired with an automatic gearbox. But it's the same for everybody here, so it's proper spec racing. We run on sticky Dunlop Dereza tyres, and that makes it wonderful around the corners. The suspension, stock standard. We've been wonderfully surprised by the amount of pace that we can find around tracks like Killarney here, where we're running in the 126s. Pleasantly surprising. It's an absolute whale of a time, and I can't thank Toyota enough.
Well, good luck, Chad. You'll be in the 86 league with all the media contingent, including Sechaba Mashigo, who could wrap things up here in Cape Town in that championship. And then a little bit further up the road, we're going to see some fantastic action, as always, in the GR Cup with some of our young development drivers who've been given the opportunity by Toyota South Africa to go and punch it out and fight it out on all the circuits around the country. As the cars line up now for race 1, let's see exactly how they're going to line up. It's going to be a big battle at the front end with Saad Variawa, of course, the man to beat all season long. He's only been betted twice. Nicky Vastanis was one of them, and Cara Hill was the other. And Ryan Nike is there with her on the second row. Tariq Adam and Bjorn Berthold make up the third row. And then Sechaba Mashigo and Brennan Staniforth on the front row there for the 86 League, ahead of Lookoff and Dropper. As we go on board here with Dennis Dropper, stay tuned straight after this for race 1 action. We're at Killarney International Raceway, and we're on board here with Dennis Dropper for the start of race 1 of Gazoo Racing SA Cup. We're in the 86 League. Pack here as they head towards turn 1. The 86 League are behind the Yaris's. They're already down into turn 2, and what a start there coming out of Saad Variawa. Great start as well coming out of Sechaba Mashigo. He's got to win this race. If he finishes up at the top end of this field, he's going to wrap up the 86 League for 2023, but he's got some serious pressure coming from behind in the form of Brennan Staniforth, who's found some spectacular pace here this weekend. Chad Lookoff on the inside of Dropper as they go through into turn 2. Great start there as well, and great to see Andrew Kirby, the big boss of Toyota South Africa, putting his money where his mouth is and climbing into one of these 86s and fighting it in amongst these media contingent. Dropper's not going to give it up without a fight. He's got Lookoff on his inside as they head down into Damps. He's going to give him a little bit of room. He does, only just enough room for the two of them to go side by side. Saad Variawa leads things out, and Vastanis is second. Look out for Hill coming through there. Looks like she might have slotted up into third place. Yes, indeed. Young lady driver getting to grips with these cars exceptionally well, taking a victory this season already, along with Vastanis, and the only other characters that have given the man out front a run for their money. A much better start there coming out of Ryan Nike too. I didn't expect to see Nike so high up so early on. He has battled at most of the circuits he's been at, but he's slowly but surely getting to grips with those incredible little 1.6 turbos out the front. These are the battles coming out of Cape Town corner. We go back on board here with Dropper. He's got to try and close things down here on Lookoff. Chad has got a little bit of breathing room between himself and Dropper as they come across the line and complete the first lap in anger. And on this Killarney International Raceway, Slipstream City is certainly a major factor, and you can see there already an attempt from Staniforth to get through. Dropper closes in under braking. Oh, little mistake there from Dennis. Came in a little bit hot into turn 1, and Holes normally catches you out if you do that. He runs wide and onto the rumble strip, and then back onto the black stuff, heading towards Castrol, turn 2. Hard on the brakes. Is he going to be able to close that gap down a bit? He does a little bit, but also slightly wide line. Almost a superbike line there from Dennis Dropper. Slightly different lines that the superbikes would take through there, and he's trying to use that to his advantage. Maybe a bit of Cape Town knowledge there from Dropper is going to help him get through on Chad Lookoff just ahead of him. Battles for second here, as you can see Saud getting away and looking to wrap up this title. He's also got a chance of securing the 2023 Toyota Gazoo Racing SA Cup here in Cape Town. And if he carries on this way, he's certainly got a very good chance of it. Inside line there from Cara, behind that the 7-7 of Nike, and Berthold closing down on him. So the Renogen man is closing down there on Ryan Nike. Nike and Berthold fighting hard. Tariq Adam not quite up to pace, just losing a little bit of ground there to those 4 cars, or 3 cars just ahead of him. And you can see he's going to have to work hard to try and bridge that gap down. There was a big move there from Hill into turn 2. But Vastanis saw it coming, shut the door. Not going to give her any room to play. Vastanis is going to look for a victory. The victory he's going to be is the victory of the second place battle. He's got no answer to Saud up front there. Saud Variawa, as I said, has been the class of the field all season long. He's basically had every single victory at every round bar 2. And that is just an incredible run. Up the front end, battles continue here. And once again, Staniforth putting the pressure onto Mashigo. Mashigo hanging on and soaking it up. He would love to wrap up this title here in Cape Town. Although he'd probably like to possibly take it to Swartkops to the final round and do it in front of his massive fans. But if he's got the championship by the time he gets there, he's still going to have that big fan base, I'm sure. Staniforth closing him down though. They've left Lukov all by himself, and it looks like Lukov has done the same thing there to Dropper. Dropper is dropping back into the clutches of the big boss man, Andrew Kirby. Kirby having a fantastic dice here with Mark Jones. And it looks like Jones, he might have got through on Esterhazen. So Rian Esterhazen, Jones and Andrew Kirby having a fantastic dice at the back of the pack. That 86 League has been very good all season long, and they've had some fantastic little fights as well as they head into the halfway stage of this race. Down on the brakes into Cape Town corner. Still Staniforth putting the pressure onto Mashigo. He's not going to give this up without a fight. So Chabo is going to have to work hard to keep out Brendan Staniforth's attack. And then these 4, all at each other's throats. Brilliant stuff. And what a run here. I've got to say, take my hat off to Andrew Kirby. Didn't expect him to be this quick. Here we go, on board with the boss man. Let's see what he's like. As you see a slightly different angle here of him in the car heading down the main straightaway. And as he gets in that main straightaway, he's watching those rearview mirrors just to make sure that there's no attack coming from Esterhazen or from Jones. Back to the front of that 86 League, and it's, the Marula car on the back end there. And it looks as if, oh, good move. Diving up the inside there, Esterhazen trying to find a way through there on Jonesy. I think he might have done that. There's a nice bit of manoeuvring through there from him, and I think Rian might have actually made him pay. Yes, I think just in the background there, catching out the attack there on Mark Jones, and Jonesy drops to the back there for the Citizen. 1 and 2 in the 86 League continue on their way down into Damps again. Staniforth all over the back of Sichaba, and they've actually slowed each other down ever so slightly, because look at the gap between themselves and third place Lukov. The Auto Trader man is on his way, and he's looking to try and close that gap down, maybe make it a 3-way fight for the lead. As they get onto that back straight away now, you can see them pushing hard and going to try and use that slipstream. Looks like Vastanis has pulled slightly away here in the GR Cup. He's pulled away now from Hill. Hill's under a bit of pressure though. Ryan Nike has found some special pace here this weekend. Bjorn Berthold not quite up to pace just yet, but he usually goes better in the second heat. Now remember, this is not the first time that these guys and girls have been down to Cape Town, so they'll know what the circuit is like. They'll have the data available to them to use to put it into play for these little all-wheel drive 1.6 turbos. And it just doesn't look like it's worked out there for Bjorn at this stage. He'd like to be running with his good friend there, Nicky Vastanis, and unfortunately that's not happening just yet. Vastanis in second, Hill is third, and Hill now putting a little bit of margin and a bit of breathing room between herself and Ryan Nike. But as I say, that Nike once again closes that gap down coming out of Damps. No one's going to catch Saud. Saud Variawa is absolutely hauling around the circuit. Looks like that thing's absolutely on rails. It's not putting a wheel wrong in any sector of the circuit. And this is the kind of pace that we expect to see. Now remember, with him taking this championship, they're looking to try and wrap this up here today in Cape Town, and didn't head into Swartkops with no pressure at all, just to enjoy the final event of the year. And it looks like that's exactly what he's looking to do here. Hill has had no answer. She has to try and battle it out as the checkered flag is on standby. And there you have it, first race done. Variawa takes the win, takes the championship. Vastanis in second, Cara Hill in third. And here we go to the line for the 86 League. And Mashigo is going to have one hand on the trophy. He needs another victory to wrap up the championship. And Staniforth and Lukov will maybe give him a run for his money, hopefully in the second heat, to try and keep this championship open by the time we get to Swartkops on the 14th of October. Let's have a look and see how things finished up there. Variawa taking the win over Vastanis, Hill, Nike and Bjorn Berthold. And Mashigo wins out over Staniforth, Lukov, Dropper, and a good run there from Rian Esterhazen.
Cool. Race on was really cool. Brendan was there, you know, kept me honest throughout the race, but he just couldn't get quick enough to catch me. So yeah, I just the really important thing was to get ahead at turn 1 so that I can close the door at turn 2. Because if he stayed on the outside through 1, he would have been on the inside at 2, and that would have been a mess. But that didn't happen. Just straight first place until the end. Super stoked, and I think that's the championship in the bag.
Let's catch up now with Brendan Staniforth after his second place finish.
Race 1, so we qualified well. I qualified in second position. Race 1, Sajaba on pole, me in second, and I managed to keep the pressure on Sajaba, managed to keep him honest, but there was nowhere where a late dive or a move would stick and without there being some rubbing. So finished in second. The grid for race 2 shuffled slightly. Chad had the quickest lap, so Chad goes on to pole, I'm second, Sajaba third. So race 2 is going to be epic.
Let's get a few thoughts now from third place, Chad Lookoff.
Race 1 went surprisingly well. Started on the second row, third, with Dennis alongside me, Sachaba in front of me, and Brendan off to my right-hand side. Managed to get a good start and get a good drive on Brendan, but I didn't pull up close enough alongside him into turn 1, and he closed the door on me. As a result, I dropped back into Dennis's clutches. Dennis and myself then had to fend off each other, and I had to fend him off before I could go and set out after those two leaders. Sachaba and Brendan were rather close and rather tight for the majority of the race and fighting it out. I managed to gain on them, but ran out of laps towards the end, so I finished third in race 1, which is a fairly pleasant result. Started third, finished third, but a little birdie has told me that I have the fastest lap, so that may put me on the front row for the second race.
In the Yaris Cup, it was a fantastic effort again from Saad Variara, wrapping up the championship.
It was a good race. We got a good start. After turn 1, I had a bit of a gap. After lap 2, I pulled a bigger gap, and then every lap I was just improving and pulling. Then in the last 2 laps, I really struggled with my brakes. I couldn't really slow down the car, so we just had to back off the pace and take the points basically.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicky. So first race went pretty well, started second, finished second. It was a bit boring, so hopefully in the next race we can give the fans a bit more of a show. But yeah, so this is Cape Town, and I'm looking forward to Swartkops for new beginnings and to try some other things, and hopefully there's more action there and closer racing. So yeah, overall it's been a solid day in P2.
Solid in P3 was Cara Hill.
Race 1 started okay. I got a better start than the others, and I managed to get into third in the first lap, which I'm quite happy about. I was trying to get for second, but the guy was cutting the corner all the time, so I couldn't get much advantage out of that. But other than that, I'm quite happy I stayed in third and hoping to get second in the next race or win.
Stay tuned for all that action on the Gazoo Racing Cup penultimate round here from Killarney International. Welcome back to continued action from Gazoo Racing Cup's penultimate round here in the Mother City at Killarney International Raceway. Dennis Dropper will be looking to go a little bit higher up than where he finished up in the first one. We go on board with him yet again alongside Andrew Kirby there in the black car. That is the big boss of Toyota South Africa, and looking forward to another epic battle between the two of them. Down towards turn 1 though in the Cup category. Once again, it is Saad Variawa who's at the front end, and of course with a victory in this heat, he's going to wrap up the championship. And we're looking to see whether it's Vostanis or Hill up in a second. We heard from Cara, she definitely wants to be a slightly higher position than what she finished up in the first one. And the same thing can be said there from Staniforth's point of view. He's got the whole shot. Brendan Staniforth leads things out as we go on board here with Dennis. He's behind Kirby as they head towards turn 2. And it's game on between these two again. We saw a great battle between these two and Mark Jones. And it looks like at the front end, it's once again the usual contenders in 86 League. Sachaba Mashigo in third though, behind Lukhoff and Staniforth. To the action between Dropper and Kirby as they come through the little kink towards turn 3, down into Damps. This is great onboard. I love the graphics on here as well. 120k an hour, right-hander there. That's pretty awesome stuff for these little 86s. Remember, that's a flat 4-cylinder boxer engine in there, and it's giving it everything she can. It's brilliant stuff to see that. And 180 kilowatts to play with. They're going to use it down this back straight away, that's for sure. As Staniforth tries to close down now on Chad Lookoff. Auto Trader Man has pulled a little bit of a margin. Can he keep it at the front end all the way through? That's what we'll have to wait and see. Staniforth has to try and keep things out. We heard from the man himself that Sitaba Mashigo has wrapped up the championship. I thought he had to do one more, but he got it all sorted out in race number 1, so he can now just enjoy the rest of the season. And not that they haven't enjoyed it at all throughout all the races we've seen so far. Big move there. That is a huge move from Bjorn Berthold. Up into 4th place and demoting Nika and Adam behind him. So now we've got Berthold up behind Hill as they head towards turn 2. It looks like Vastanis might be closing slightly there on Variawa. We heard from him he had a little bit of issue with his brakes, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. We're on board with 2nd place now in the 86 League. This is Brendan Staniforth's point of view. 145, 155, 160-ish before they climb on the brakes. Turning into turn 2 there, Cashel Corner at Killarney International Raceway. He's closed right up now, and the Auto Trader Man's in trouble. Chad Lookoff will have to keep everything smooth, not like that over the inside of the curb. That's definitely not going to be a good line, but of course he's pushing hard, which means he ran a little bit wide out of that kink. And he's going to run a bit wide here as well. Much tighter line there coming from Staniforth, using those Dereza Dunlop tyres to perfection as they head into Sorrel on a Merva sweep. And the 3 of them now pulling away, as you can see, from Dennis Dropper. Looks like he's also pulled slightly away there from the boss man. So in the background, it looks like Esther Hazen's going to be left to fight it out with Jones and Kirby. And at this stage, Kirby has the advantage. Just in the back, you can see the black car in that 2nd pack of 86s. There's hazard lights coming on just to let you know. Of course, these are stock standard cars. We heard that from Chad at the top of the show, which means that when those hazards come on, it's the ABS system kicking in these cars, showing you that they've left them to be stock standard. Same thing here in the Cup category. But this time, it's a lot closer between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. And it's great to see. And of course, with that 4th place, no, I say it's 3rd actually. The battle for 3rd. Look at that. Vastanis has actually pulled away. I thought it might be Vastanis just at the front end. But remember, they had a bit of a change up in all the cars. So the only man who stayed in his car this weekend was Berthold. Everybody else changed cars. So it's just a little bit of a shake up there in the final part of the stages of this championship, which is really nice to see the way they're doing it at Kazoo Racing. The Bucket List boys have been working hard to get these cars all sorted out, but they are so evenly matched. And this time out, a much better run here coming out of that car of Berthold's. They're not going to catch Variawa, I don't think. And I think Vastanis has got 2nd place sorted. The battle's for 3rd, and right now Hill has the advantage for the last step of the podium. This 3-way fight continues again. 86 League is putting on a show, you have noted. Lookoff runs wide. Chad runs wide again, coming out of that damp strip. Now heading into Sorrel on a Merva sweep. This is where Staniforth closes him down. Watch for the slipstream ability here, as the cars are absolutely identical. So now it's up to driver ability, and can he use the advantage of the slipstream? He pulls into that slipstream. As you will pull out of it and use it, we'll wait and see as they get onto the brakes now into Cape Town. Chad goes inside, goes defensive, and Brennan has to go the long way around. But fortunately, there's a bank corner. Oh, what a move! That is fantastic stuff from Mashigo. Mashigo dives on the inside as he saw Staniforth trying to use the banking. Mashigo dived on the inside and up into 2nd place. So he slots up 1 place now. Staniforth will be kicking himself for that. He knows that opening up the door there with Sachaba Mashigo, the champion in the class, you're going to pay dividends, and it certainly paid dividends there for the man in 2nd. It didn't pay off at all for Staniforth as he drops to 3rd. Here comes the 7-7. Big move on here from Ryan Naka, trying to come back at that 47 of Berthold. Berthold and Naka fighting for what is 3rd place on the road there with Cara Hill. And this 3rd place battle continues. See, Staniforth has closed up yet again. And a change up. Is that Mashigo? Oh, he has a look. Yes, it is. Mashigo has a look. I was going to say, he looks like he's going to have a go there at Lookoff, and he gets through. So Sechaba Mashigo now gets to the front of the 86 League and leads out for the first time. Coming from 3rd. You heard from both Chad and from Sechaba and from Brennan how difficult it is to pass here because the cars are so evenly matched. And, well, there he's done it. He's done it twice. He's got through on Brennan, and he's got through on Chad as well. Sechaba is having a fantastic finish to this championship, that is for sure. And it looks like this battle's not done yet, though. Of course, I think by the looks of things, let's see what the top end speed is there. I think it'll probably just over the 200k an hour mark. But with a little bit of wind blowing there, as you can see in the trees, maybe not as fast as what they could go down this back straightaway in Cape Town. Using the 180 odd kilowatts of power here. No, inside line. Oh, Chad tried something there, didn't quite work out, and Sechaba held that inside line. Chad was trying to go around his outside, but it has slowed him slightly, and now Brennan comes into the mix again. He's going to go right against the wall. You can see them not hugging the wall like the 86 the Yaris's were doing. The Yaris is going right up against the wall. They're trying to use that slip stream and of course the aerodynamics that's provided by a little bit of shelter from the wind. But the 86 boys are not having any of it. They're just going straight down the middle of the track to go defensive. Speaking of defensive, oh, that's a change-up. Yes, Nika's through. Nika goes on the inside of the little kink and gets through there on Braun Berthold. Berthold tries to come back at him. Didn't quite get there. Here comes Staniforth. Staniforth applying the pressure onto Lukov, soaking it up for now. Stand by for how this one's going to wrap things up. This is brilliant stuff between these three. And so evenly matched and such a great dice between the three of them as well. Here comes Berthold once again on Nika. Can he find a way past? Line's on the high side of that banking. Inside line from Berthold. I think he might have just squeezed through there. So we'll wait and see how that's going to finish up. Sachaba pulling away now. A little bit of a gap and a bit of breathing room between himself and Chad. Chad with about half a car length between himself and Brennan. Brennan's not going to give this one up until that flag comes out. It's going to be very close between the three of them as they head to the line. As close as possibly between these two. And with those two fighting so hard for fourth, all of a sudden Tariq Adam has come into play as well. Tariq is not too far behind them. So the battle of the sevens is about to be joined by the number 9. 47 and 77 and that number 9 car of Tariq Adam. All fighting for the final part of this penultimate round of the Gazoo Racing Cup here in Cape Town. Battle's not done yet there for 4th place though, and the battle's not done for 4th place either, 4 and 5. Is that Esterhazen side by side with the boss? Yes it is. Rion Esterhazen going at it. Jonesy's joined the party. Oh, this is fantastic here between our 86 league. I can't believe how well Rion Esterhazen and Andrew Kirby are driving these two cars. Hats off, gentlemen. Brilliant effort out there from both of you to run with the media contingent who've been in the cars all race season long. Jonesy will be thinking himself, hang on a second. Better not take the boss man out, otherwise we'll not get a drive again. We're back on board here with Kirby as he heads through Sarah on a over sweep. This is smooth sailing from him, and really great effort from him too to put this entire package together here along with the Gazoo Racing squad and Bucketless Racing that help out here at the front end. Saad Variawa going across the line now and heading towards that checkered flag for the potential 2023 Gazoo Racing SA Cup Championship. Look at the gap he's pulled over Vastanis. Nicky had no answer to him whatsoever. And he's done the same kind of gap there to the 3rd place battle, which is going to be held on by Carra Hill just in the background. So the little shuffle around in the cars didn't really deter Saad Variawa from wrapping things up for 2023. This man's already done up the wrapping up of the championship, but he's going to make it 2 out of 2 to cement the deal. As he comes out of fast run corner, heading towards the flag. It is another fantastic effort from Chichaba Mashigo, and expect to see the huge Mashigo fan base at Swartkops at the final round. Are they going to be given a show of note? Will he finish up on a swan song, as he does today with a double victory ahead of Chad Lukov this time in 2nd and Staniforth in 3rd. Great race action as always in the Gazoo Racing Cup. Variawa, Vastanis, Hill, Nika and Adam your top 5 in the Yaris League, and Mashigo beats up Lukov, Staniforth and Esterhazen.
Yeah, it was an awesome day, hey. Wrapping up the championship for me as far as points go. Yes, it was a lot of fun, and then I found out that I was starting 3rd on the grid for race 2. I wasn't too phased though, because chasing sometimes, it just lights something inside of you, and that's really what happened. I just sliced between them, and I think I have Brendan to thank for that, because he was like on Chad like a rash, and as they were tangling I just took advantage of that and just slipped through, and yeah, I just held the lead. It was a little hiccup, Chad got close, but I just closed the door and continued, just kept it frosty.
Let's get Chad's view of that little maneuver.
A fantastic 2nd race. I did start on pole and I did lose a position. I finished up 2nd, but between Sachaba, Brendan and myself, we had a beautiful scrap. I was constantly contesting with both chasing Sachaba down and defending against Brendan. And in the moment, that split-second decision that you have to make, do I defend or do I attack? So I had 10 laps of that, essentially. I did lead for a fair amount of the way. I think I led for about 2 laps before Sachaba got past both Brendan and myself. We were fighting it out and ran a little deep in a corner. Sachaba just capitalized on that, and it was just too tough to catch him again. Fantastic racing, beautiful, clean racing. I'll share the track with these gents any day of the week. Thank you very much to Toyota, Toyota Financial Services, Dunlop Tires, Garmin, Kinto, all the guys that make this absolutely possible. And a big shout out to autotrader.co.za as well.
And not too far behind in 3rd place was Brendan Staniforth.
3rd in race 2, not too bad. I'm waiting to see the overall times. I think I might have a 2nd overall, just on time. The 2nd race was epic. I don't know what I did in Cape Town corner, got a bit squirrely under the brakes. The jobber snuck up the inside of Chad and I, but that was nose to tail, 8 laps, the 3 of us out front. It was just epic, clean, good, solid racing. It was a proper result.
Overall win in the Yaris Cup, it's Saad Variawa.
Our pace this weekend was incredibly fast. From practice, we were fastest in all 3 sessions. Qualifying, we were fastest, first race fastest, and second race. So happy with the overall weekend, and we look forward to Swartkops.
This championship will be wrapped up at Swartkops on the 14th of October. We look forward to all that action. Come and join us there for the final round of Gazoo Racing SA Cup.